Ready to see how I get this glam holiday look with the Colourpop After Hours eyeshadow palette? Then stay tuned. Happy holidays. I cannot believe that Christmas is right around the corner. And today I am going to be doing a get ready with me, and we are going to focus on a glam eye look using this newer After Hours Colourpop eyeshadow palette. So I'm super excited to try this. We're gonna go glam and smoky, and so we're gonna give this a try. And then I have some newer products and some tried and true and someone I'm still testing out. So let's play with makeup. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and start with this Physicians Formula Butter Glow Concealer. I tried this last week in the video and I'm still playing with it, still really gathering my final thoughts on this, but I really wanted to give this another try. So we're gonna play with this today, and I'm gonna go ahead and get started by just putting it in here. Last week I told you I've kind of switched up the way I'm doing my concealer. I'm not putting it on the outsides. I'm blending it out, but I'm not putting it out there just because of my fine lines, my wrinkles, let's just be honest, my wrinkles that are out there when I smile. Just to try to give me a little less creasing out on the outer edges. I've been finding that this is very hydrating, and it seems to hold up pretty well. And so we're gonna keep playing with this a little bit. I haven't seen a whole lot of new concealers released. I don't know if you saw my community post, but there's been some new lips that have been released by Milani, some new colors in their Color Fetish. Colourpop just released a new Fresh Kissed lip balm, and we had some new brows come out from Milani too. So I have those on order, and so I'll be sharing those hopefully in the next coming few videos. While that's sitting down, I was talking, I'm going to use these e.l.f. Poreless Puder Primer. It's the liquid version. To just kind of fill in these pores around my nose and around my cheeks. I've just noticed recently, you know, probably in the last 6 months, that I'm getting a little more pores showing. And so I'm just gonna try a little bit of this to see if I can get those to fill in. And now let's go ahead and I'm gonna grab my Nikki LaRose brush, my N16, her N16 brush, and then just kind of pat this in. This is more of a, not so much a highlighting color, but more of my skin tone color. Since we really want the focus to be on the eyes, I really, especially since I'm doing a smoky look, we're gonna go under the eye with that for today. I decided not to do one that was more brightening. So I really do like how this blends out, and it does not feel heavy. So there is that. Okay, and now let's talk about this new foundation I picked up. I don't know how really new it is, but it has the new sticker on it. This is the Wet n Wild Bare Focus Niacinamide Skin Tint. It has 5% niacinamide. It's got hyaluronic acid. It's got a peony extract. And I got the color Cream Beige, which also says medium. And now I'm just seeing that it says warm at the bottom. I tend to not lean warm, but cool. So we'll see how this is. It says the skin tint combines skin-loving benefits with makeup, delivers a natural, healthy-looking finish with a radiant glow. Lightweight, buildable coverage. Separation may occur, so shake well. So we're gonna give this a good shake, and I'm pretty sure that this is a dropper. So I'm just gonna drop some on the back of my hand, and I'm sure with all the skincare ingredients that are in this, this is probably why they kind of want you to shake it up. Again, I'm not a huge fan of the droppers, but I'm just gonna put a tiny drop on just so you can see the color. Okay, So I blended that out a little bit, as you can see. Okay, so now I'm just gonna get dropper. I'm just gonna put this on my hand. So you can see it's pretty runny. It's definitely going to be something that is going to be probably a lighter weight coverage. Like it says, I am going to use the F48 soft coverage brush to apply this. I'm just going to take it straight off my hand and kind of just rub the product into my brush. And then let's go ahead and get this on the face. Interesting, it does have a very flowery smell to it. I think the peony extract is giving it that scent. Because it is a little more lightweight, you're probably gonna have to use a little more product to get coverage. So let's just, I had a little more on the back of my hand just to get a little more coverage here. Now, if you are wearing your hair back or up for any of your holiday celebrations or for Christmas or even New Year's, you want to make sure that you are getting makeup on your ears. I don't plan on wearing my hair up, but I'm just going to go ahead and get it on there just because it just blends your makeup look a little more cohesively. You know, the flower scent in this, like some of the L'Oreal products have that really strong kind of rosy more scent. This is a peony scent, which I don't mind, but if you're very sensitive to scent, this is probably not going to be a product you want to try. It's very pleasant smelling, which is nice. And I do like to put on my makeup with a brush. I'm not as much a sponge girl. And I do already have my Aquaphor prepping my lips because I am going to be trying a brand new matte lip. So I wanted to get my lips nice and prepped. I don't know, what do you think about that? It is it gives a pretty lightweight coverage, but it is giving enough coverage. You know, I have lots of freckling. So I'm pleasantly surprised with how this is covering. And it looks pretty nice. It may just be a little bit too warm for me. I might see my daughter is a little more warmer. And so I might see if she likes this color. I'm going to see if I can find this in a cool tone, because I'm actually liking the way that is looking. Okay. So not too bad a start. So now let's go ahead and I am going to give a try the Ulta Beauty Oh My Glow Cream Bronzer. And I picked up the color Mocha. I don't think they have a huge selection of colors in this. In fact, I think there's only like 4. So this one I think is a little bit cooler or warmer, a little more neutral toned that it doesn't really have any claims on it. And it comes in a little stick form. And again, this is the color Mocha. So I'm just actually going to put this right over top of my foundation that's already there. And it is definitely a warm color. So we will be definitely using this for bronzing more than contouring. I'm going to go straight with my Sigma F85 brush. I'm just going to tap into the stick directly. And we'll just go ahead and give a bronze to the area that needs a little help. And especially since we're doing a glam look today, I'm going to be a little more heavy-handed with making sure that we're getting all this blended and giving a nice it's not bad. It's a little warm for me. I prefer something that's a little more cool toned. I like to contour more than I like to bronze. But this is a pretty color. It's good. It's a good color for fair skin. So if you have fair skin or like a light medium skin tone, this will be a good color for you, especially if you like a warmer bronzer type of look. This would be a good color. So it's a good product. It's not anything that is spectacular to me so far, but it seems to be pretty nice. Not overly pigmented, which is always a good thing. All right, I'm going to use the all buttered up powder bronzer to just set down that, and just to give, you know, a little bit more of a powdery look. Now I have extremely dry skin, so really for me most of the time powder isn't necessary, because things stick to my face kind of like crazy, so I don't have to worry about it so much. But I am going to give this product a try, and spoiler alert, one of my 2024 makeup faves is coming out at the end of the month, New Year's. I believe it'll be right before New Year's. And the About Face, this brand, their foundation, I think it's called the Skin Perfector, is one of my all-time favorites for 2024. So you'll be seeing that coming up. But I wanted to give this new blush a try. And it says, let's see if I can take it out of the packaging and read this better. This pigmented, concentrated, high-impact liquid blush floods the skin with buildable, long-lasting color in just one drop. Infused with a blend of jojoba oil, hyaluronic acid, and squalene, this fluid formula imparts powerful pigment, dewy depth, plus a sheen to the cheeks for skin that looks smooth and radiant. It's vegan and cleanly formulated. So I picked this up at Ulta. It's a cute little tube, and it says 1 drop. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to just put a little tiny dot just like that on my hand. And let me go ahead and grab my Amazon blush brush that I just love for this application. And I am just going to smooth the product around on my hand. And then let's just go ahead and tap it on. Oh, I didn't tell you the color. It is Hot Lap. Okay, it's not as pigmented as I thought it was going to be. But giving it a good swirl around with your brush on your skin really helps to tamp down the pigment. All right. So I just added just a teeny bit more, and we'll go ahead and just get that pressed in. Sorry for my puppy, Millie. She must have heard something and decided to bark a little bit. I have a story to share with you about your groomer. If you take your dog to a groomer, just be really careful about how they clean around their face. Now, I am in California. I had to find a groomer for Millie while I was here. I have one at home that I just absolutely love. So I had to find somebody out here to groom her and keep her, fur short. And unfortunately, not by any fault of their own, so the vet told me, she got some soap in her eyes, even though they claim that it was a tearless shampoo that they use, and it gave her an ulcer on her eye. So she's been stuck with a cone on her head for like the last 5 days. So she's a little bit of a grumpy girl. So any sound, anything. So just be careful, and don't, I'm glad I was kind of a neurotic dog mom and took her to an emergency vet out here, because it ended up that if I had waited another day to take her in because her eye was bothering her so badly, that it probably would have been a lot worse than it was. So thankful for that. This is It's a pretty pink color. Definitely probably more of a summer color, but I think for this glam look, it's gonna be perfect. And so we're just gonna set it down with a little bit of powder blush. And I picked up this Ulta Beauty Collection Flushed Blush a little while ago, and I haven't tried it yet. So I figured, okay, well, this would be a good time to just throw a little bit of powder blush over this. And this is a very similar pink color. As you can see, it's really pretty. And this is in the color Pink with Envy. So let's just give it a little, we're gonna put it where there's no foundation or anything. Okay, so that's a pretty color. You see that? Okay, and I'm just gonna grab my F10 brush. Again, these are all my Sigma brushes that I absolutely love. If you have a makeup lover in your life, and she would like brushes, these brushes are amazing, and they, usually around the holidays, they have really great specials and really great prices on their brushes. So I would highly recommend you get brushes. And they have, you know, essential sets. They have eye and face brushes. That's what I started with, and I've just built from there. So, all right, well, here we go. Here is the base. So looking pretty good. Let's go ahead and get the brows on, and I'm just going to use, you know, two tried and trues, which is my NYX micro brow in Cool Ash Brown. I think that's what this is, Cool Ash Brown, and then just the NYX glue for the brow. Very similar to the Maybelline Super Lock. It's just more of a like glue formula that really just cements down your eyebrows if they tend to fall. And so let me just go ahead and get these on. Normally I like to do my brows before. Sometimes I just get excited and start doing, especially when I'm on camera. I can easily get distracted and not do it in my normal order. I get excited about things and I just don't do it in my normal order. And so I'm just gonna flip my mirror around here. And this, I put it on my 10 times mirror so I can get a little closer look. The foundation is looking pretty good. I mean, it is sinking into my fine lines and wrinkles, which I expect. And so I'm not super mad at that. We'll see how it holds up during the day. That's more of a thing for me, is will it hold during the day? So if it'll hold up and look pretty decent throughout the day, I'm okay with it creasing just a little bit. I would like it to not crease so quickly. But again, I have wrinkles. It's gonna crease, you know, it's just the way it is when we age. And so I just accept it and move on. That's just part of the journey of getting older. And so let's just get this put on. So one reason I really like to do my eyebrows is that, you know, it really does frame up the eyes. And as someone who wears glasses, you know, my eyebrows are seen over my glasses. And so I want them to be a nice frame for my eyes. I love, you know, my favorite part of makeup is eyes. If I have anything that I'm obsessed with, it is eyeshadow palettes and eyeshadows, because I think the eyes are so important, you know. They just say things. And so I love focusing on the eyes. Okay, so eyebrows are done. So now let's move on to the palette. All right, so we're just gonna clean off my hand here, and we are going to open this Colourpop After Hours eyeshadow palette. I believe this is a 16 shadow palette, and this seems very cool toned in nature. Reminds me a little bit of that that's taupe. Oh, but there are some definitely warm shades in here. So here is the color palette. Huh, okay. So I think I have an idea of what I want to do here. I think we're going to go with stepping out in the crease or the brow bone area. We're going to do probably off the clock, which is this one here. I'm just going to swatch these. So we have stepping out, which I'm going to use in the crease. Ooh, that'll be that's a pretty taupe color. And then I'm going to use off the clock, probably in the outer corner. And then I'm going to use up late, probably just right over that. Ooh, that's pretty. And let's see, I probably will use Oh Sunset. Well, actually I might use Worst Behavior just as a topper, and then use Oh Sunset as a, okay. So we'll start here. So let's see if I can get this in focus here. Okay, so you'll see this better on my eyes. This is Stepping Out, and then one over is Whiskey. Oh, I'm sorry, Off the Clock. And then this middle one, this more sparkle shimmer one, is Up Late. And then this one is Worst Behavior. And then this one right here is On Sunset. So those are the colors that we're going to be using on my eyes today. And really, I'm going to start, you'll see in the description below, all these products are listed, and I do earn a small commission if you order any of these products from links that I put there. If you find these products on your own, that's amazing. If you do buy them through the links, I'm so eternally grateful, and it does help support my makeup addiction. And it helps me bring new products to you as well. So let's go ahead and get started. And of course, we're going to start with my Sigma brushes, and this is the E40. And we're going to go ahead and go in with the Stepping Out, and of course grab my my switch so that I can wipe off the brushes. So there's no colors on here, so we're going to go in with this. And there's always a little bit of kick out when you're using these products. You know, some will get none. I always worry about those hard panning sooner when you don't get a ton of kick up, because, you know, there is no dust to kind of keep the pigments loose and working here. Okay, that's a nice color. Pretty. I like that as a, what people would call as a transition shade. I use it primarily up on my brow bone because that's where I have the most real estate, and because of my deep set eyes, it's just a good base start for me. I did not put any eyeshadow primer on today. I kind of want to see how this holds up without. At the end of the video, I put what this looks like in a natural light right after I finish getting all ready for you guys, and then I usually do around a 4-hour check-in, and usually I've done 1 or 2 dog walks, 20-minute dog walks or so. So you see how it holds up after about 4 hours in natural light, and then usually about 7 or 8 hours in, I do another check-in just to show you guys what it looks like in natural light after that. I do notice there's a little more creasing with the concealer this time. But again, I have wrinkles. It's going to get in the creases. Okay, so that was Stepping Out. And so now I'm going to go in with Off the Clock. And I'm going to use one of my smaller brushes here. I believe this is the E38, I think. This will all be listed down below. But this is Off the Clock. And this is definitely that darker outer corner shade. Oh, well, maybe not. All right, that's not coming off as dark on the eyes as I'd hoped. Okay, well, we may need, here, let me just even out this side. And then, you know, as I'm here in bright lights for filming this, sometimes things will look darker to you than it does to me because I'm in the bright lights. But that's a good base start. All right, so I'm gonna go in now to Whiskey, and that's this darker brown right here. So we'll go into that to go out into the inner corner, outer corner here, just to really darken this area up to get that smoky kind of holiday look. And this is definitely a warmer brown. And this is more of a more neutral toned palette versus being, you know, like I like my purple shades. This is definitely more neutral. Okay, and then I'm going to use one of my smaller pointy brushes. This is the E45, I believe. Again, they'll all be listed down below. We're just going to go into the bottom lash line and smoke this out a little bit. And then just darken this outer corner up a little bit more. We do want that smoky glam look. Maybe you're going out to a nice dinner with friends and you just want that smoky kind of fun glam eye look. I'm gonna go ahead and do that over here. So I know a lot of people do a Friendsgiving. Do you do anything for Christmas? Like a Christmas friend get together, you know, do you exchange white elephant gifts? Do you do that kind of thing with your friends? I'd love to know. As I am in a place that I am not normally at Christmas time, I do not have any of that going on. But it is nice to be able to spend some time with my family for the holidays. So I'm really looking forward to that. I'm not sure if next year I'll be here during Christmas time or not. I may go home for Christmas and spend Christmas with my family at my house. Again, I am staying with my dad, so it's a little different here. And so here's the look so far. Let's see, now we're gonna go in with, what did I say I was going in with? Oh yeah, the update. So this one I'm gonna go over just to give it a little more of that metallic look. And we're gonna go pretty smoky on the eye, at least and I'm gonna run that up into the brow bone area. I really like this color. It's very pretty and it's a very dark, smoky, kind of metallic color. It definitely has glitter in it, so you're gonna get a little bit of fallout from it. And I'm just gonna blend this a little bit. We're gonna lighten that up on the inside there with a lighter shade. But we'll go ahead and get that on to get this smoky look going. I'll wipe off my fingers. And I just used the Neutrogena hydrating towelettes to remove my makeup. Let's see now. I'm gonna actually use my Nikki LaRose E12 or N12 brush, and I'm going to go in with that same color down on the bottom lash line just to really smoke that out and add a little bit of fun glitter and sparkle to the under the eye. And then we'll brush away a little bit of this fallout. Okay, I'm going to get my big fluffy brush from Nikki LaRose, and this is the N14. I'm just going to do a light dusting away of any fallout. So here's how the eye look is looking so far. So now we're gonna go in with worst behavior, and we're just gonna do a light coat of this over kind of the inner part of the eye, the inner kind of like third, just to brighten that a little bit. And then just to give a little more dimension there, which is what I like. I mean, if I could wear 20 eyeshadow colors and it'll look okay, I would. So then I'm going to use my Sigma pencil brush, and we're going to go in with On Sunset and do the brow bone in the inner corner. And we're going to go up and do the brow bone. Ooh, that's a pretty color. Just to give a little highlight to that brow bone. And then go in the inner corner just to kind of brighten this up, give it a little bit of oomph. Very pretty. I like that color. This would make a really pretty topper. I might have to just try this with one of my, maybe next week use this kind of as a topper in my Christmas look, which, spoiler alert, will be a green eyeshadow look as we get closer and closer to the holidays. So here is the eye look as it is right now. Okay, well, I'm pretty happy with the way that that looks. I mean, it's definitely got that smoky eye vibe. And let's see now, we're going to go ahead and do mascara. We're gonna do a false lash, and then we'll go from there. So let me go ahead and start. I'm gonna use the, I did pick this up. It's fairly new to Essence. It is the Call Me Queen Dramatic False Lash Effect. Even though I'm gonna be wearing lashes, I kind of wanted to see how this looked without lashes on, to see if it really is, you know, dramatic. And so let me go ahead and just give this a curl. Actually, you know what? Let me do this first. I'm gonna go ahead and tightline with my Sephora Collection 12 Hour in black so that we get that going. And I just use this in the waterline on top. I tend to find that this one doesn't transfer down as quickly. I do get some transfer down. I still have not found a product. And I've been looking and playing for quite a while for one that doesn't transfer. And because we're doing a smoky eye look today, I don't mind if it transfers. Actually, I'll just go ahead and use a little bit on the outer corner here just to give it that more dramatic look. Okay, we'll go ahead and give this a curl. And this is the Japanese curler I picked up from Target. I do have very straight stick. They don't hold a curl very often. One of the gals I watched said that if you use a waterproof, that is usually more helpful. Oh, so okay, so I like the brush on this. I tend to find that these type of brushes work best on my lashes to give them lift and volume and length. Okay. Yeah. That's nice. One coat on. I do like the brush a lot. Wow. I'm gonna have to give this a try with the lash primer that I tried last week, the turquoise one with this one, and see how it works. So on first go, that's not too bad. As you may or may not know, I wore lash extensions for quite a long time. And then I got back into swimming regularly and decided to take my lashes off. So my lashes are finally really looking good. I feel like are in a good place since doing that. And I'm just going to do one coat today of this. I'll have to play with it some more and see how this does with just using it as my mascara for the day and not putting falsies on. But since we're doing a really holiday glam smoky eye look, I'm going to put my fave falsies on. So let's go ahead and just get this on. Again, I'm pretty impressed. It takes a lot to impress me with mascaras. I actually think I like this more than Lash Princess. And I think this is pretty comparable to the L'Oreal Panorama. At least it seems to be coating and doing very much like that one does. So this might be a, $5, $6 alternative to the $12 to $14 Panorama, but I'm pretty impressed the mascara look that gives. So we're gonna let that kind of dry down a little bit. So far, I'm fairly impressed with all the products I've tried. Everything is looking pretty good. I think I could probably have done a little more of a brightening underneath the eye to just even amp this look up a little bit more. Let me share with you why that is drying down. The lip combination I'm going to be trying today. This is the SuperStay Teddy Tint. This is new by Maybelline, and I did get the color. Let's see what the color I picked up was number 50, Wild at Heart. So I'm a big fan of Maybelline lips. The vinyl ink stays, even though they're matte and drying, as long as I prep my lips, I find that they hold all day. I wore that in last week's video. And you can see at the end of the day, it still was holding on even after eating lunch and breakfast, and it really held up. So I'm excited to try this and see if this tends to be a little more hydrating than the vinyl inks. And then I picked up this Butter Gloss Metallic, and this is in the color Blood, which I'm not particularly fond of that, but it's the metallic Butter Gloss, so we'll put that on after I go get ready. So I think this has had enough time to dry down. And so we're just gonna use my Kiss Lash Glue in a liner. I find that the liner works best for me than trying to put the glue on the lash line and then wait for 30 seconds for it to dry down. This, which they have in clear as well, really just gives me, I can draw it on, stick the lash to it, and I'm good to go. So just seems more efficient to me, especially when I'm doing this glam of a look. And I don't mind doing glam looks for every day. And as you know, that's kind of what I like to do, is do those glam looks, more glam every day, because it's just my personality and who I am, and I just love having a bold eye look. And so that's me. So you're gonna see glam looks here for every day, just because that's what I like. And if you like a glam eye, then stick around. I'm gonna use my Ulta Beauty lash applicators. Now this is a lash that I've worn a couple times. These are the Ardell Demi Wispies. As you can see, this is what I like to wear. I didn't pick up any super dramatic lashes for this look, but I just figured my everyday ones would be good. And the reason I put on the mascara too is it helps blend these false lashes with my natural lashes. I just kind of press them in together and it looks a little more natural that way. So they just kind of all blend seamlessly together. I know some of you who have been watching for a while, very thankful I'm not using tweezers anymore to put on my lashes. I'm sure some of you were like, oh my gosh, she's putting that near her eye, and oh my goodness. So there's one lash on. So you see how easy that was? I just drew the line on and stuck them on, which, you know, is great. Works very well for me, and it makes it really easy to put on false lashes. And if you're, you know, just starting out putting on false lashes, I wouldn't by no means say I am a total expert at putting them on yet, because I don't wear them every day. But if I'm doing a super glam look, I'm wearing them, or if I'm going out, then I'll wear them. So I think I'm getting the hang of it here. So I kind of like to start putting them down in the middle, then doing the outside, sticking the outside down, and then the inside. And then I just kind of push them against the liner that I put on. And sometimes I find that the liner can, you know, it holds up pretty well as long as I get a good coat down to have my lashes last all day long without, you know, lifting. So I like that as well. So here we go. And then I just kind of like to finish the look with my Maybelline Master Precise, just finishing off the line and filling in any spaces that might, you know, been left by where I put the lash down and the glue, just to kind of make it all look very cohesive. Kind of just like a drawing. You just fill in the little places that need to be filled in. So here is the look as of now. All right, let me go get ready, and I will come back. We'll do the lips, and we'll talk about all the products, and then I will show you what it looks like in natural light. So I'll be right back. Okay, back. Hair is done. I have on this cute bow t-shirt, got the jewelry on. This is, the earrings are all Amazon. The necklace is Victoria Emerson. I am finding that I really enjoy her, her necklaces. They're very good quality. I would say they're probably along the lines of a Kendra Scott. Pricing is a little more in line with that. Then I have on my Amazon favorite thumb rings. I have on my Amazon watch band that I should have changed, but I didn't. So let's go ahead and get the lips on, and then we'll talk about all the products. All right, so this is the Wild at Heart in the Teddy tint. This is new. Now, you would normally hear influencers or people talking about makeup artists. If you're wearing a really smoky eye, you probably want to tone down the lips. And of course, for me, I think the exception to that rule is during the holidays. And for me, there are rules, and then there are rules made to be broken. And so I would say that especially around the holidays, even if you're doing a bold glam eye, doing a bright lip also can just finish the look. But traditionally, most people would say if you're doing a very glam eye look that you would tone down the lip area so that you focus primarily on the eyes. But it's the holidays, so I'm gonna do both. So let's see what this color looks like. Okay, so this is more of a pinky red than anything. So let's go ahead. I'm not gonna do any liner today. I wanna see if this will go out of the crease lines in my mouth and see how it holds up during the day. It goes on very moussey, unlike the vinyl ink that goes on a little more glossy. This definitely is more of a moussey feel than a gloss feel. Oh, that's a pretty color. interesting consistency here. I don't know that I have a lot of other products that are like this. That kind of have this moussey feel to them. Very interesting. We're going to give that a minute to set down. And so we're going to go ahead and let this sit for a minute before I put the bling on. So let's talk about a few of the products. I use the poreless, liquid poreless from e.l.f. It does a pretty decent job of filling in the pores. I like this product a lot. Again, normally I'm not a primer person, but I have noticed that I'm getting a little larger pores around my nose. And so this is really a nice product. Let's talk about the concealer and foundation. So far, the foundation's holding up pretty well. It is creasing a little bit as well as the concealer, but it is, it's holding fairly well. I'm impressed. Definitely going to see if I can try to find a little bit cooler color. It looks okay, but it is, I feel it's a little warm for my skin tone. So these two products I'm good with. I may need to set this with some powder underneath to maybe help it from not creasing so quickly. So again, still playing with this product as it is fairly new to me. Then the bronzer and cream and powder combination, the Ulta cream Oh My Glow bronzer. I have that on. It's kind of non-existent to me is what I feel like, even with putting the powder over it. So not super excited about that. Again, I like a more contour color, which is a little more cool toned that will sculpt my face a little bit more. Definitely more of a bronzer and probably need to use a little more product than I did. So I may still play with that. And then we have the cheek combination, which is the About Face. I like the color. It's holding very well so far. I did use the powder over top of it, so hopefully this combination will hold up really well. Definitely a color for the spring summertime, as it is a more brighter pink, but I'm not mad at it at all. So we'll see how that holds up and how that fares out. Then of course I have my tried and true eyebrows on, the Cool Ash Brown in both the NYX glue. And then let's go ahead and try this. Oh, and this Call Me Queen lash. I was very impressed with first application. So I'll have to definitely give this a little more love and try it without wearing my falsies. But let's go ahead. This is dried down. It still feels very moussey on the lips, and I do not feel like it is as drying as the vinyl ink is. So that is a major plus for me. Let me go ahead and just put a little bit of this on top just to give it a little more holiday sparkle. I definitely I'm all about the sparkle and the bling. So if I can make my eyes bling, lips bling, cheeks bling. That's the one thing I didn't do is highlighter this time. Thought it might be a little bit too much. So here is the final look. So hold on and you'll see here in natural light. Well, I hope you liked this Get Ready With Me holiday glam look. If you are interested in any of my other glam looks that I have done, I will leave a playlist here. And remember, you get to choose every day to dress with purpose.